Hey Watchdogs, welcome to this YouTube video with Sal. Today's going to be hopefully a very informative but quick video. So in this video, I'm going to just provide you with an idea of how you can draw up a simple program. If you can draw up a program for yourself. I have a few clients who reach out to us and they say, hey, I'm going to just try to do an extra couple of workouts at Gold. How should I structure out that workout, or how should I do things so it fits in line with, what I'm doing? So we're going to kind of go through a few steps that you can walk yourself through in figuring out how to draw up that program, or even just kind of getting a peek into my brain on how I drop the programs. So the first thing you want to decide is, what are you trying to do? What is your goal? A lot of times we can break down with resistance training, like um, are we trying to get bigger, stronger, or both? 9 times out of 10, most people are saying, yeah, I want to get bigger and stronger. I want to look more muscular, and I also want to be stronger. And that's okay to want to do both. You're just accepting that you're not going to be, if you just focused on getting bigger, right, you get bigger a lot faster. If you focus on getting stronger, you get stronger a lot faster. If you want to do both are going to happen, but it'll be at a slower rate. So in this instance, we'll say that we're just going to try to get bigger and stronger. So we're going to go bigger and stronger. Cool. That's the first thing that we've decided, is we're going to try to get bigger and stronger. First thing from there, we're going to see what is stronger. Well, we want to pick 1 to 4 exercises that we want to use as our metric for whether or not we are getting stronger. For me, I like doing powerlifting, so my 3 exercises that I usually pick are squat, bench, deadlift. Those are my proxies. If I see my squat going up, my bench press going up, my deadlift going up, I know I'm getting stronger in those areas. So that's the first thing. Pick 3 exercises. Pick 1 to 4 exercises. Then pick a rep range that you're going to gauge that in, right? So are we focusing on, am I getting stronger for my 1 rep max, my 3 rep max, 5 rep max, 6, 8, 10, whatever? Pick the rep range that you're going to use to try to get stronger in. For most people, if you're not a power lifter, I think like a 3 to 5 rep range is plenty. Like if you pick your 1 to 4 exercises and you're going to say 3 to 5 reps, that's, if I'm going to gauge if I'm getting stronger based on like do how much weight I can do for 3 to 5 reps at almost a max effort, right? So that's how you kind of set the criteria for stronger. As far as bigger, well, what do you want to get bigger, right? Like, I want to get big all over. Okay, well, we all want to get big all over, but sometimes you got to look in the mirror and say, well, if I'm being honest with myself, maybe my arms look pretty big and my shoulders look pretty big, but my chest is kind of flat, right? Or maybe like my chest is kind of big, but maybe my upper chest, I want to grow my upper chest and I want to grow my arms, right? Or maybe my legs, I got twig legs and I want to get bigger legs. So if you want to get bigger, you got to figure out like, okay, what parts of the body, pick one or 2 areas in the upper part of your body and about an area in the lower part of your body that you want to focus on getting bigger, right? So upper part, maybe you want to get your back bigger and you want to get your chest bigger, but you're okay with where your arms and shoulders are at that point. Or maybe you want to get your quads bigger and your glutes bigger, but you're okay with your calves. You don't mind your calves being the size that they are, right? So you just kind of figure out, what are we getting bigger? So in this instance, we're going to say we want our chest to be bigger, maybe our shoulders, arms, so like kind of the whole upper body, right? And then you say, okay, and legs overall. So we want chest, shoulders, arms. So this, knowing that we need to get our chest, shoulders, arms bigger and our legs bigger, maybe both legs, not just one, then that's going to help us figure out our exercises, right? So now we're going to pick our primary exercises. Maybe you don't like barbell squatting. So for the legs, the primary exercise we'll figure to get stronger will be leg press, right? And because the leg press will work your legs, so we're gonna do that to get bigger. Our chest, maybe we're gonna do bench press. For shoulders, maybe we're gonna do seated shoulder press. And for arms, we're not really going to focus on getting the arms stronger, but we are going to focus on them getting bigger, right? So we have our 3 exercises, our 3 primary exercises that we're going to be working with. So notice we've picked 1 to 4 exercises. Well, we've got 3. We're good. And we're going to say each of them is going to be in a 3 to 5 rep range, 3 to 5 rep range, and a 3 to 5 rep range. Great. That's the first part of drawing up a program. We know the main things. Everything else that we pick in the program will be designed around getting our legs bigger and stronger, our chest bigger and stronger, and our shoulders bigger and stronger. right? And any supplemental movements we pick are going to just try to get the arms bigger. So now we're going to drop our days. We're going to look at our schedule and we'll say days. We can do a day 1. We know day 1 works well for us, so we're going to write day 1. That's day 0, day 1. And we'll do day 2. And down here we'll do day 3. Cool. And so for day 1, we're going to start off with bench press for our chest because everybody loves to bench press on Monday. And then maybe we're going to do something else for the upper back because we're pushing. So maybe we'll do some seated row, right? And then we're still working on the chest. So then maybe we're going to look at doing some incline dumbbell bench, or rather, we're focusing on the chest. Let's do some machine flies or dumbbell flies. That's okay. And then we're also going to finish off the day with some lateral raises. Okay, that's a good upper body day right there for us. For day 2, we're going to go into leg press. Okay, and then after leg press, maybe we're going to do some leg extensions and some hamstring curls. And then we're going to finish off the day with some triceps, biceps, right? So cool. Now we've got day 1 and day 2. So we're going to insert a row, we'll get that above. And then we're going to insert a row here and we'll get that above. Now on day 3, we're going to probably have to do some sort of full body thing here, right? So maybe we're going to do, we have leg press on day 2. But then if we look at this, our legs might be kind of sore. So it'll be hard to work the legs here. The upper body doesn't get as sore. So we're thinking about how we're going to feel doing this, right? So let's switch this. So we're going to start day 1 is going to be our leg day here. And day 2 is going to be upper body day. And now our day 3, we're going to want to do, let's say, hack squat. You can even do leg press again. There's no rule saying that you can't do the same exercise more than once a week. So maybe we want to do leg press again, right? And then we're going to do seated chest press. And now we want to look for something for the back because we have our legs, we have our chest. We want to do something for the back. We did a seated row on day 2. So that's horizontal. So we're going to do a vertical row. So seated lat pull down. All right. And then from there, let's see about some incline dumbbell bench. And we can do the incline dumbbell bench right after the seated chest press because our chest will be good and pumped. It'll be warmed up, so it'll save us some time if we go into it there. And then over here, maybe we're going to be doing some biceps curls. So we've picked out some exercises. And the way we came to those conclusions is we know we're going to do some leg stuff to get our legs bigger. We got 1, 2 exercises here, 3 exercises for our chest in the week, right? Because we want to get our chest bigger. And we got some back exercises in there just to make sure we're rounding things out. So rep ranges, well, we know that we're going to do 3 to 5 reps on leg press here for a set. And we know we'll do 3 to 5 reps for bench press over here for a set because that was the rep range. That's how we'll gauge if we're getting stronger, right? Do we want to do 3 to 5 again here? Probably not because we also want our legs to get bigger. So how many sets are we going to be doing though? So we know how we came to 3 to 5. That's because that's the rep range. Typically a good rep range to figure if you're getting stronger is 1 to 6. So 3 to 5, that's where we're at. To get bigger, 8 to 30. But that's a lot, and ain't nobody got time for doing 25, 30 reps. So maybe we're going to pick something more like 8 to 12, right? So maybe for leg press, you're going to do back down sets of here, 8 to 10, and we'll do 2 sets. And then leg extension, we're going to do 8 to 10 for 3 sets. And hamstring curls, 8 to 10 for 3 sets. Now, we know why we're picking 8 to 10 because 1 to 6 is typically we're doing to get stronger. 8 to 30 we're doing to get bigger. Nobody ever does 7s. You can do 7. But we're doing 8 to 10 because it's just a time thing, right? Doing more than 10 is going to be quite a bit. It's going to be quite hard. So we're just going to pick 8 to 10. Just to make it easy, we'll also do 8 to 10 3 sets here. Now, how do I know how many sets to do? Typically, you want to try to keep the working sets meaning RPE 5 or above, to less than 10 sets per muscle group in a session. And you want to get anywhere from 10 to 20 in a whole week. So if we're looking at our legs, we're getting 3 sets on the quads, the glutes, and the hamstrings with this leg press. Less on the hamstrings, though. So we're getting 3 sets on the quads and the glutes here on the leg press, and then we're getting 3 sets on the quads with the leg extension. So the quads are getting 6 sets. The hamstrings, we're not really getting too much work with the leg press on the hamstrings, so we can probably do 4 sets here. That way the hamstrings get 4 sets, right? And again, 10 is the maximum number of sets you want to get in a session. That doesn't mean you have to get 10 because you're looking at 10 to 20 in the whole week. Then we're going to do 3 sets on the arms here. Why? Because we're going to get more arm work later on in the program. Bench, well, we already did that work, so we'll just keep the primary the same here. And what's really cool is we can just kind of take that and make it easy on ourselves and make it easy on the athlete if we were drawing something up by keeping reps and sets fairly consistent, right? So seated row, we're going to do 3 sets on our upper back. Our chest, we're getting 3 sets here on our chest. 4, 5, 6, 7 sets for our chest in this set. Remember, 10 is kind of the max number, so that's plenty of effective sets for our chest. Lateral raises, we're working our shoulders when we're doing the bench press. That's 3 sets here. Another 3 sets on our shoulders here. That's 6. If we have the time, maybe we can do 4, so that's 7. So we're getting 7 sets on our shoulders between the bench and the lateral raise. We're getting 7 sets on our chest between the bench and the flies. Cool. Seated row, we can look over here. We're not getting too much upper back work anywhere else, so we can either add another exercise or we can add sets to this exercise. It really just depends on you and kind of like what you want to do for your upper back. Me personally, 3 sets on seated row, I'm pretty good with that, and then I kind of get bored with it. So what I would do if I was writing this program for myself is I might add another back exercise in there, like some sort of back pulling exercise, but I'll save it after I finish my day 3. So day 3, we're not going to do the 3 to 5 again, but now because we know we can go up to 12, maybe we're going to do 10 to 12 reps for 3 sets on leg press here. So now our legs in the week, we've done 3 for our quads. That's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 reps on our quads, 9 sets on our quads. So I'm going to make this 4. That rounds it out for 10. You wouldn't have to do as many sets if you had a 4th day in there, but since we're trying to get that minimum volume in there of 10 sets for the week, we just got to do more sets of the same exercise. Or you could add in a second leg exercise in here if you really have the time. So it just kind of depends on how much time you have per session. Seated chest press, we've already got 4, 5, 6, 7 sets for our chest. So seated chest press, we can go 7, at least 3 sets here. And we're going to do 10 to 12. So this is going to be kind of our volume day. And because we're doing volume, we're doing higher reps. Let's do 4 sets there too. So you're going to get real pumped today, right? This is the weight here on this last day will be lighter because it's the end of the week, but a lot of reps, a lot of sets. And so you get a big pump. So we're at 4, 5, that's 8. That's 11 sets on the chest. So we still have some room. So we can do 10 to 12 reps for another 3 sets here on incline. We're going to do 10 to 12 reps for 3 sets on the upper back. Now, upper back work, we have the lat pull down, so that's 3. We have the seated rows, so that's 6. So we still have some room for more back work because we're not doing any kind of RDLs or anything like that. And then biceps, we had direct biceps work here. So that's 3 sets on the biceps. We would count these 6 sets for seated row and seated lat pull down towards the biceps because they are used. So the biceps are already getting 9. So we're good for another 3 sets here for biceps. Triceps are getting work for 3 sets here, 3 sets there, so that's 6. Flies don't work the triceps, they're just mostly chest. 9, so we can do triceps, biceps. Cool. So We have 5 exercises on this day, 4 on this day. So we probably want to do another um, upper back exercise, but we don't have to, right? We're at 9, but we want to at least get to that 10. So we're looking at this. Let's swap out the seated row. We're going to put that there. We're going to put this here. Flies are there. Seated row there. Lateral raise. And then let's do cable back flies. Yeah, because we're already on this. We're already on the cable machine here. We can do cable lateral raises. Find the back cable lateral raise. So we're going to do behind the back cable lateral raise there. And since we're already on that cable machine, we'll be able to flip around and then do these cable back flies. And now the back is getting plenty of work. So now we're going to add up all of the sets. We were kind of adding up the sets as we went along, but we'll do it again. So for legs, we have our leg press on day 1. Day 1 is 3 sets. So day 1, 3 sets. And day 1, so our day 1 has 4 quads, so we'll say quads. We have 6 sets on day 1. Day 2, we have 0 sets on the quads. Day 3, we have 4 sets on the quads. Cool. So we're at 10. Now we're going to look at bench press, so chest. We have 3, 4, 5, 6, so 4, 5, 6, 7. So we have 7 sets on day 2 for the chest, and another 4, 5, 6, 7 sets on day 3 for the chest. So right now the chest has 14 sets. The quads have 10 sets. The hamstrings, looks like the hamstrings only have 4 sets. And the hamstrings get a little bit of work on, and that's the thing with the leg press. Usually most people don't feel it in their hamstrings. Some people do. So if you feel your hamstrings doing more work in the leg press because of the technique you're using, then you would count the leg press more towards the hamstrings here. So right now the quads are getting about 10 sets. The hamstrings are getting 4 sets. Okay, chest right now is as 14 sets. We're going down. We have seated chest press gets another 4 sets. And so that's 7 sets, so 7 sets, good. And remember, our goal was we wanted to get our chest and shoulders bigger, so let's get our shoulders. We would count the bench press sets. So the bench press of 3 sets on day 2, because the bench press does work your shoulders, so that's 3 sets. And the lateral raises, that's 7. So 7 sets on day 2. And we have another 7. Let's see, I pull down another 7 sets here. Cool. And then our arms, we have basically all of these sets count for arms, right? For triceps, so that's 14 sets on the triceps, plus another 6, 3 from day 1 and 3 from day 2. Triceps are getting like 20 sets. That's good. Biceps are getting those 6 of direct work, plus the rows of 3 here, and the pull downs 3 there. So biceps are getting like 12 sets. That's good. Where we're lacking is going to be the hamstrings and the quads. The hamstrings and the quads are not getting as much work as we would probably want them to get. So how do we fix that? Well, we've already on day 1 towards the upper limit, we've got some room on this day 2. So what we would probably do is insert row. We'll do above. So let's do, instead of that, we're going to do 6 sets. But we're going to make this only 3 sets on these. No, we'll leave it at 4. And we can do 7 sets because we want them to get bigger. 7 sets. And here, after this, we can do walking lunges. We'll do 20 steps, 3 sets. And that'll work the glutes and stuff like that too. So now we have 13 sets for our quads. We have 14 sets on our chest, 4 sets on our hamstrings, but we're not too worried about the hamstrings right now. We want those quads to get bigger, and 14 sets on our shoulders. What we're looking for is anywhere from 10 to 20 sets per week. This falls within line with that because we were only working out 3 days. If you had 4 days to work with, you could probably add in another 3 sets here, 3 sets here, another 4 sets there, another 3 sets there. So sometimes working out more days a week, like that increased frequency, you can do more volume across more days, but not everybody has to, right? That 10 to 20 rep range is that big of a rep range because all of those work. Some people need 20 sets. Most people don't need 20 sets of work in a week. You can get away with like 11, right? You can get away with 10, 11, 12 as long as they're hard. So that's why important. You don't have very many sets to work with, push those sets hard. That way you can see that progress coming in. So that's kind of like how I write up a program, just an idea to give you some thoughts. If you have questions or anything, let me know in the comments down below. Bye.